Good afternoon and welcome to Lawson State Community College. We have a great recipe to share with you today, but first I want to introduce you to one of our culinary students here at Lawson State, Miss Amani Bonner.
Hello.
And we're going to work together to prepare you a great recipe that's going to be heart healthy. We're going to use chicken and sausage that are two great proteins. The chicken that we're using today is going to be a boneless, skinless chicken breast. The recipe that we're going to prepare for you is a chicken and sausage jambalaya. So the first thing we'll do is saute our boneless, skinless chicken breasts that we have diced up into bite-sized pieces. And we'll start with a high heat pan over medium high heat. We're going to add in just a little bit of oil here to get our chicken started. You can add that in, Miss Amani. Just get all of that in there. And we're going to allow this chicken to get some great caramelization, get some color on there, and we're going to start the chicken. So we're just going to lay it flat and allow that to just kind of pan sear for a little bit. You can put your dish down here. That's looking really great. And to that chicken, what we'll do, we're going to add some of our seasoning. So we have a nice Cajun seasoning. This is a Cajun recipe. So here we just have a pre-blended Cajun seasoning, and we're just going to allow that chicken to go ahead and get cooking. And to this dish, it's going to be a chicken and sausage dish with vegetables and rice and a little bit of tomato. So as we're pan-searing all the ingredients, it will come together nicely, and then we have a great presentation for you. So first thing we're going to do is dice up some of our vegetables. So we have celery. So this is how we do our diced vegetables. We cut them into celery sticks to begin with. As you can see here, we want all of our vegetables to be similar size. So we're going to go for a nice medium dice on these vegetables. So the first thing we do is cut it into strips. And this is our celery, nice and easy. I keep the tip of my blade on the cutting board, and I just do a rocking motion. And we can get some nice, even diced celery cuts there. And so what we'll do with those, we'll put those in our container here. We're going to dice up our green bell pepper and our onions as well. For the green bell pepper, I like to come down one side of the pepper, and then I lay my knife flat on the cutting board. And I just kind of come straight through like that and get all of the outer parts of this bell pepper, like so. And then I also get this top piece, which is also, don't want to discard that. We have a container here for our scrap pieces. And with these, it's going to be the same idea. How's our chicken looking? Pretty good? Mm-hmm. Looks great, and it smells great. Here's our green bell pepper. We're going to do the same thing. Start by cutting it into strips. And then we'll come back the other way for the dice. We'll save this piece for later for another recipe. But this is one of my favorite dishes. I love New Orleans cuisine. Of course, we've made gumbo several times with the students here at Lawson State. We love gumbo and shrimp etouffee. And this time of year, we're getting close to Mardi Gras. We're coming into the spring months. So here's our green bell pepper. We're going to dice that up really great, keeping the tip of my knife on the cutting board, taking several pieces at a time. Notice how I have my fingers curled back so I don't cut off the tips of my fingers. So we practice those knife cuts, safe practice in the kitchen. So you want to kind of tuck your fingers back, leave the tip of the knife on the board, and just do that rocking motion for a nice, even, diced up vegetable. We're going to add that into our container here. Let me know when your chicken is just about ready, and then we'll do our sausage next. You about ready? Okay, let me grab a bowl. So we just wanted to get that chicken started. And now what we'll do, we'll remove it out the pan, and we will saute our next protein, which is going to be we have some low-fat turkey sausage that's been smoked as well for a more healthier protein. So what you can do is just dip out that chicken. We'll add it to one side. And next we'll do the same thing with our sausage. Now this sausage is already pre-cooked, so what we're looking for is trying to get a nice caramelization on each of these pieces of sausage, which is going to intensify the flavor of our finished dish, of our finished recipe. Let me see how we could do that. You can leave that liquid in there. You can leave the liquid in there for the sausage. We'll just put it there. You can just pop that over. So Imani Bonner is one of our culinary students. She's been here for about ready to graduate. So this is one of our senior students, and she's looking forward to a career in food service, in hospitality and culinary arts. And she has really done a great job here at the college.
I'm sorry I'm taking so long.
And if you want, you could just pour your liquid in here. Or actually pour it in here. And then that way we can have a drier pan to kind of get a pan sear on our sausage. That's perfect. You can just leave your flame on. So we got our chicken done. We have our celery cut. We have our green bell peppers ready. Next we'll do our onions while the sausage is going to go into the pan. So we're getting all of our ingredients ready for this delicious chicken and sausage jambalaya recipe. It's very heart healthy. We're using a boneless, skinless chicken breast, which is excellent, less fat, full flavored, and it's just going to add a great, it's a great ingredient to the dish. You'd really need the chicken. Next, we're going to go with red onion, which is a little bit sweeter, has a different flavor than your yellow onions. And on this one, we're going to put our hand flat on top, so we're not to cut our fingers. And we're just going to come through maybe one time, two times, and then we're going to come back through the vegetable this way, so we can get a nice dice about the same size as our celery and peppers. So we're going to come back this way, and we can have some nice diced red onions. Looks great. And we'll put these into our dish here. Sausage is coming along. It smells great. Really does smell amazing already with that chicken and sausage. I'm going to just add a little bit of seasoning to our sausage as it's cooking. And the other thing it's doing when this sausage is cooking, it's rendering out a little bit of those natural juices and fat, which we're going to use to saute up our vegetables. So we're building flavor as we're going along here. When that sausage gets ready, we'll just add that in here with our chicken on the other side, and then we will get our veggies into the pan next. I think I'll dice up just a little bit more of this red onion. Same thing, come through once or twice through the length of your vegetable, and then we're going to come through this way and get our cuts coming across this way, turn your onion, and then that's going to give you a nice diced onion, just like that, all the way down. And then we'll save those pieces. So there we are with our red onions. I'm going to add that in here as well. And remember, our sausage was pre-cooked, so it's just about ready. We're just looking, if you look closely, you can see this caramelization coming on the sausage, which is what we were trying to achieve. And it's also going to not only give us a great appearance, but again, the flavor is going to be more intense. So that's exactly what we're looking for there. This is a recipe that you can make coming home from work. The total cook time is about 35 to 40 minutes. That looks great. Yeah, you can just leave your flame on over there. And next we're going to begin to saute our vegetables. There you go. I smell that sausage. So get that on there. We could just use that one still. That's fine. And as we build it, we'll just transfer it over. So we'll go with a little bit more oil for our vegetables. We'll start with some onions. Get the onions going. And should we add in everything together, Imani? What do you think? I think that'll be fine, just to get everything into the pan together. We have our bell peppers, red onions, and celery. And we'll let those go for a moment to start getting tender and start getting that great flavor. To that, we're going to add a little bit of fresh diced garlic, which is going to intensify those great flavors. You always want to keep your station clean throughout the cooking process. So there we go. Of course, we are in the middle of a global pandemic. We're wearing our facial coverings. We have on our latex gloves here to protect the food items for our guests and our customers. What we can do is we could add a little bit of chicken stock in here if you need a little bit of liquid. So we have our chicken stock. We're just going to add just a little in there. It'll kind of bring it all together. We're looking for those vegetables to get nice and tender. I'd say it takes about 5 to 7 minutes, somewhere in there. While these vegetables are cooking, I want to show you all a great presentation for our finished dish that we're going to work on. And today, we're going to serve our finished dish in a nice sized bowl here. Also, what I have is an underliner plate. So we're going to do it like that. On our underliner plate, I'm going to show you a napkin fold that we do oftentimes for a very dramatic presentation. And if you fold in all 4 corners to the center, like so, do that 2 times. Bring it in, bring those 4 corners back into the center again, like so. And then we're going to flip it over. After we fold it in 2 times, we're going to fold this side back in on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to pull each corner out like so. And we call that an artichoke fold, which is very beautiful. We'll put that on our underliner plate here, like so. And then we put our bowl on top of that, a nice big bowl. And then we're just going to pull those corners out just a touch, like so. And it's going to give us just a more dramatic plate presentation. And we'll leave that right up here for our finished dish. Those are coming along nicely. You could add in a little bit of this Cajun seasoning. Also, what we'll do is we'll chop up some of these fresh herbs. Today we have some parsley. We have a fresh herb garden here at Lawson State. We have oregano, parsley, and basil. And those have been doing a great job. They held up pretty good over the winter months through the freezing weather. And this is our fresh parsley here. We remove the stems because they're a little bit harder to chew. We're just looking for the tops of this parsley here. I'll save this over to the side. So that's coming together really, really nicely. What we may do at this stage is transfer to a larger pan so that we can get all of our ingredients in. So this is going to be a little bit deeper pan here. We'll get that one on the flame. And now we're going to combine all of our ingredients back in. That looks great. And then that pan can come down here on the bottom. That'll be fine. We'll use this serving utensil. So we have our parsley here. We're going to chop that in just a moment. So the next stage, we have our chicken already sauteed up. We have our sausage, which is going to be your low-fat, low-sodium smoked turkey sausage. Is fully flavored. We have our vegetable sauteing over here. We're going to add in some tomatoes. So we have some diced tomatoes that we'll add in. And also some bay leaf, a little bit of bay leaf. And what we have done also to make this recipe very healthy, we have cooked some brown rice. So we have brown rice here as well that we're going to add into our sauteed vegetables with the chicken and the sausage. So we got some rice here that's already pre-cooked that we just made earlier. I was waiting on that to kind of start to simmer up a little. There's some rice. And we'll go with a little bit more rice in there. This is going to be enough for about 6 people. 6 servings, depending on how large of a portion you want to do, but about 6 people. Look at all those beautiful colors, red, green. You got the red onions, red tomato, green bell pepper, those red onions. And it smells really, really delicious. We'll just season it up a little bit more now that we added in our rice. And to this, we're going to add just a little bit of chicken stock to bring it all together as it's cooking and incorporating those flavors. You're going to add back in, you can use your utensil here instead of your hands. And now we're going to add back in our cooked meats, and we're just going to bring that up to a gentle simmer for a little bit while all those flavors incorporate. You can put that juice in there too. Those good residual juices from the chicken and the sausage. Thank you, ma'am. So as you can see, it's a very quick presentation. Everything just kind of comes together really nicely. We got the vegetables and garlic with tomatoes, chicken stock. Looks really, really great. We have seasoned throughout. We seasoned every step of the way here with our Cajun seasoning. This Cajun seasoning is loaded with salt, black pepper, paprika, garlic powder, a little cayenne pepper. So it's a nice blend that you can find out in town at the store. You probably already have it in your cabinet at home. Imani, how's it coming? Looks really, really delicious. Okay, so next we will cut up a little bit of this parsley, which is going to add an excellent garnish when we get ready to plate this up. Do y'all have any questions? Imani, any questions? Any other ingredients that you could think of that you might add to the jambalaya? First thing comes to mind is shrimp. If you like shrimp or seafood, you could add in some shrimp Maybe some grilled salmon would go nicely in that. If you want to switch it up and do a seafood jambalaya, you could. So here we have our parsley. Is it bubbling up a little bit in there? Okay. And next what we're going to do is taste and see how we're doing on taste. We have some tasting spoons here. Let's give it a taste. Here's one for you. I got one here. Tastes pretty good. I think maybe a little bit more of the Cajun seasoning. And we're just going to let that simmer and percolate and come together for a little bit, and then we're going to put it in our serving dish, and we're just about finishing up here. So as you can see, this is a dish that you can prepare when you get home from work in the evening and have it ready for your family in about 20 to 30 minutes. One of our favorite recipes. That looks really great.
Taste it.
Taste it again? Okay. Let me taste it. Grab another spoon. And another thing I love about this dish, you get your protein, your side items, your vegetables. It's a one-pot dish for your family. That is really, really outstanding. I love it. I love it. So what we'll do, we'll get ready to put it in our presentation plate. I'll use this spoon right here. And then what we'll do, we're going to put that right down in the center of our bowl. You really want your plate to be kind of laid flat. And then we'll just go in. We'll get some of this great finished item, put it right there in the center of a great big bowl. And this is like a dinner entree here. You could serve this in the restaurant. You could serve it for a special occasion at the house. And then up on top, we'll get some of this smoked sausage, a little bit of the chicken, so we can see the main ingredients. But that is looking really, really delicious. And we can finish that with just a little bit of parsley. You could go all the way around the bowl, maybe a little bit up on top. And sometimes what I'll do is get some of that seasoning and put just a little bit right there on the side of the bowl in a couple of places. And that is it. It's a great dish. This is our chicken and sausage jambalaya. So I hope that you have enjoyed this recipe that me and Amani have prepared for you today. And again, please send us an email. Come by and visit our Culinary Arts Department. We're here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and we'd love to see you. So thank you again.